It was the kind of evening that held a quiet ache in the air, cold, but not quite winter. The kind where the sky is bruised with shades of blue and orange, like it's been holding back tears all day. Jake Carter pulled into the gas station, his truck rattling more than it should have. He glanced in the rearview mirror at the sleeping face of his daughter, Lily, tucked in her car seat with her favorite stuffed bunny. His wallet felt too light, just like his spirit. Single fatherhood had hardened him, but never made him bitter. He worked 2 jobs, construction during the day, night shift at a warehouse, and still found time to pack Lily's lunch and braid her hair in the mornings, even if his fingers fumbled more than they succeeded. As he stepped out to pump the last $7.43 he had left for gas, he noticed her, huddled on the curb, arms wrapped around herself, crying softly. A woman. Early 30s. Hair wild like she hadn't brushed it in days, face streaked with mascara and something deeper, something ancient, grief. People passed her, glanced, but no one stopped. Jake's hand hesitated at the pump. He looked at Lily, then at the woman again. He didn't have much, but he had empathy. He approached slowly, cautious but kind. "Ma'am, you okay?" She looked up sharply, as if startled that someone even saw her. Her eyes were green, the kind that seemed to hold oceans and storms all at once. "I'm fine," she said quickly, but her voice cracked, betraying the lie. Jake didn't press. He just stood there, quiet, giving her space to breathe. "You need help with anything? I got some water in the truck. Or I can call someone." She shook her head, then looked away. Silence lingered. Just as he turned to leave, she spoke, voice almost a whisper. I just drove here to be alone. I didn't know where else to go." Her voice was trembling, like a tightrope walker begging the wind to calm. Jake nodded. Sometimes being alone in a crowd is the best kind of alone. That made her look up. "You sound like you know what that feels like." He gave a soft chuckle. "You could say that." Jake walked to the truck, grabbed a granola bar and the last bottle of water, and offered them to her. "It's not much, but better than nothing." She stared at them like he was handing her gold. Then, something in her broke. She started crying, not polite tears, but the kind that empty you out. Jake didn't touch her, just sat beside her on the cold concrete, letting her cry. She finally whispered, "I lost my fiancé. 2 months ago. Drunk driver." Her voice cracked. "And I've been running from everything since." Jake's heart clenched. "I'm sorry." They sat in silence. No judgment. No expectations. Just 2 broken souls sharing the same cold night. She finally asked, "What's your name?" "Jake. Jake Carter. And that's my daughter Lily, asleep in the truck. She's my everything." The woman looked at the truck, a softness entering her grief-stricken face. "I'm Emily," she said. "Emily Lawson." Jake stood. "I should get her home. School night. But I'm glad I stopped." Emily nodded. "Thank you for seeing me." He smiled faintly. "Take care of yourself, Emily." He drove off, never expecting to see her again. But the universe had other plans. The morning after Jake met Emily at the gas station started like any other, exhausted, chaotic, and quiet in the spaces between. He woke before the sun, muscles aching from the night shift. His tiny 1-bedroom apartment smelled of old coffee and laundry detergent. Lily lay curled up in the twin mattress they shared on the floor. Jake pulled on his work boots quietly, careful not to wake her. The bills on the counter stared at him like ghosts. Rent was overdue. Again. He packed Lily's lunch, which consisted of half a peanut butter sandwich and some crackers he'd borrowed from the warehouse break room. He left a note on the fridge with a little doodle, "I love you more than the stars, Lilybug." He always said that to her, even when he had nothing else to give. By noon, Jake's phone buzzed during his shift at the construction site. He pulled off his gloves and answered, assuming it was his landlord or daycare. But the voice on the other end stopped him in his tracks. "Jake Carter?" It was Emily's voice, quiet but clearer than the night before. "Yeah, this is Jake." He paused, wiping sweat from his brow, standing in the shadow of a half-built frame. I hope it's okay that I found your number," she said. "I remembered your truck had the name of the warehouse on the side, so I called. I wanted to say thank you again. For last night." Jake blinked, caught off guard. "You didn't have to do all that to say thanks." "I know," she said. "But I wanted to see you. I'm in town, and I was wondering if you and Lily are free tonight." Jake hesitated. Life had taught him to be cautious, especially with people who seemed too kind, too sudden, too generous. But something in her voice wasn't about charity. It felt like hope. "Yeah," he said. "We're free after 5. That evening, she met them outside the daycare. Lily was shy at first, clinging to Jake's leg. Emily knelt down to her level, her grief tucked away behind a warm smile. "Hi, Lily. Your dad helped me last night when I really needed it. So today, I thought maybe I could do something nice for you both." Lily tilted her head. "Like what?" Emily just smiled. "A surprise." Jake raised a brow. "Emily, you really don't have to." "Please," she interrupted, softer now. "I want to." They drove together, Emily in her black SUV, Jake and Lily trailing in his sputtering truck. He expected a park, maybe a dinner out. But instead, they turned off the main road and into a quiet cul-de-sac filled with modest homes, lined with maple trees and laughter that floated on the breeze. Emily pulled up to a small, charming house with chipped paint and a "for sale" sign that had been crossed out with red tape that read "sold." Jake stepped out, confused. "What is this?" Emily walked toward the front porch, unlocking the door with a key she pulled from her coat. "Come on," she said. "I want to show you something." Inside, the air was fresh with a mix of pine cleaner and possibility. The living room was empty but bright. The kitchen had a window overlooking the backyard, where a rusted swing set waited to be rediscovered. Upstairs, 2 bedrooms, one with pale yellow walls and a hand-painted mural of stars and clouds. Jake turned slowly. "Emily." She stopped him with a raised hand. "I bought this house a year ago. For me and Adam, my fiancé. We were supposed to start our life here. But after he died, I couldn't even look at it. I came here yesterday to sign the final papers to sell it, to let it go. That's why I was crying at the gas station." She looked at him, tears forming again. "And then you showed up. You didn't know me. You had every reason to ignore me. But you saw me. You helped me when you had nothing to gain. That changed something in me." Jake stood frozen, the weight of it all pressing on his chest. "I don't want to sell this place anymore," she continued. "I want you and Lily to have it." He blinked hard, shaking his head. "Emily, no. I can't. We can't afford this." She stepped closer. "It's paid for. Completely. It was Adam's insurance money. I've just been sitting on it, not knowing what to do. But last night, when I saw you, how you care for Lily, how hard you work, the way you showed up for a stranger, I knew. This house was supposed to be a beginning. Maybe it still can be." Jake's voice cracked. "I'm not a charity case." "You're not," she said firmly. "You're the kind of person this world needs more of. And Lily, she deserves a backyard. A room of her own. Stability." Lily wandered into the starry-painted room. "Daddy. Can this be my room? It has moons and stars like our bedtime story." Jake looked at her, his heart breaking open. "We can't accept this." Emily placed a gentle hand on his shoulder. "Then don't think of it as a gift. Think of it as passing forward the kindness you gave me. If it makes you feel better, you can help me fix it up. Paint it. Make it yours. But please, just say yes." For the first time in years, Jake's throat choked not from exhaustion, but from gratitude. He looked at Lily, her face lit up with dreams. And in that moment, he knew, sometimes, life circles back to you in the most unexpected ways. He whispered, "Okay. Yes." The next few weeks passed like a dream. Emily helped them move in, what little they had. Neighbors brought cookies and folding chairs. Jake painted the living room while Lily danced in it barefoot. Emily visited often, always with a smile and something home-cooked. Over time, her grief began to breathe again, not disappear, but soften, like the way scars eventually become skin. One night, as they sat on the porch watching Lily chase fireflies, Jake turned to Emily. "Why me? Why did you choose us?" She looked at him, eyes full of light and ache. "Because you reminded me that love doesn't just come once. Sometimes, it finds you when you least expect it. And sometimes, the people who have the least to give are the ones who give the most." Jake smiled. "I didn't do anything special." "You did," she said. "You listened. You cared. And that's rare." A quiet settled between them. Not awkward, but warm. Later that night, as Jake tucked Lily into her own bed for the first time, she looked up at him and said, "Daddy, do you think stars can hear us?" He kissed her forehead. "I think they listen better than anyone." She nodded sleepily. "Then tell them thank you. For Miss Emily. For this house. For everything." Jake turned out the light, stepped outside, and looked up. And with everything in him, he whispered, "Thank you."